friend, and welcome to my channel. For today's session, we're going to be focusing on being yourself. This is a request from one of you, and I thought it was appropriate given that it's Leo season, at least when I'm filming this. I'm going to start off by using a little bit of this aura mist. This has some tea tree, a little bit of eucalyptus left over, and some frankincense. So we're just starting out this session with this foundation of confidence. Very refreshing energy, thick, full, buoyant, protected aura. How are you feeling today? Well, however you're feeling, I hope by the end of the session, you're feeling at least 10-20% better. So you are lying on the Reiki table in my Reiki room, and I would just ask that you melt into the table. Really allow your body to sink into this soft, comfortable table and let it really hold you and support you. I'm going to move through our Koshi chime now, and we're just going to fill you with some beautiful sounds. think using koshi chimes or any kind of wind chime can be so powerful for just lifting our vibration. Any kind of sound therapy, I think, can be so helpful just to vibrate on a higher frequency. So I just wanted to start off this session with this lifted vibration. Gorgeous. I'm not going to light our candle and set our intention. So for this session, I want you to start thinking about your favorite self. I was reading about this the other day, and I can't remember who to credit here, but I was reading about, we often talk about our higher self or our wisest self. What if for today's session we focus on your favorite self? I know I've mentioned this before, but I really think it's worth revisiting and just kind of connecting with, what's your favorite self? Who's that? What does that look like? This is all your experience. This is all based on what you're moving through and what's going on with you. So really connecting to what you want. And that favorite self can be really powerful. If you have a candle that you'd like to light now, feel free to do so. It can be connected through time and space via the flame. So, on behalf of your highest, wisest, most empowered and aligned self, your favorite self, I wish to conduct this Reiki session in loving comfort and perfect balance for being yourself, empowering you to step into the light of your favorite self. Now, if you wish to clarify or specify this intention, or even set your own intention based on what you're specifically moving through, feel free to use this flame to do so now. And just ensuring that it's in service of your and everyone else's highest, wisest selves. I will honor this intention and see it through time and space, aware and whenever you're receiving this. Lovely. I'm going to borrow this flame if you don't have your own. I'm going to place this here. I'm now going to use a little bit of oil just to rub on my hands, and then we'll begin doing some a little bit of clearing, and we'll set. We'll do the symbols. I have a few stones here that I'd like to use for this session as well. take a few deep rejuvenating breaths together here. And on your next exhale, just try to really melt into the Reiki table. This is exactly where you're supposed to be right now. It's exactly where you're supposed to be. Just melt into this present moment. Good. I'm going to use my sage, light it off our candle. And I'm going to move it through here. Move it through your energy body. Clearing and cleansing anything that's not serving your favorite self. Getting the bottom of your feet. Good. Now I'm going to light a little bit of incense off of our candle. Again, just preserving that intention. And I'm going to use this to draw the symbols outside of your heart center. Okay, so I'm going to use this rattle to move through your body, your etheric body, and just further thicken up your aura. place a few stones. I have this tiger's eye and this carnelian, and I'm going to place these, one on your solar plexus and one on your sacral, so your belly button is in between. And I really wanted to use tiger's eye to really help you connect with that favorite self, really empower you in the solar plexus to believe in your sense of worth as that true self, to kind of shed this idea of who you think you're supposed to be and to really embrace who you are. And for the carnelian, to really touch into your emotions as you move through this transitional period of hopefully really blossoming. Now I'm going to move through with 2 more stones. I have a yellow calcite and I have a citrine little cluster. I've had a few of you ask me, not that any of these are, but I was going to use another stone. And I had a few of you ask me what I feel about kind of man-made stones. And I think it's really all about, I think it's totally fine to use man-made stones. My master teacher has also, taught me to use man-made stones, use whatever. And by that I just mean like whether they're heat treated or whether they are like a gold stone, which is crushed and then kind of compacted again to turn it into a very sparkly, shimmery stone. Absolutely. I think these stones have their properties, and if we're kind of mimicking nature and what nature does to certain things, or if they're actually found in nature, I believe that it's really about the properties of the stone. And I think it's about the intention that we put into the stone as well. So yeah, I think it's totally fine for you to use anything. I also think it's fine to use a rock that you find somewhere if you want to intend for that to serve as a grounding stone or something like that. You want to use that as a worry stone. Find a nice polished stone that's been polished by the waves or something like that on your next, if you go to the beach. Yeah, it's what you can find, what you can use, the tools that you have available. And it's always been that way throughout the history of mankind, using, different tools to engage in spiritual practices has always been about like what we can have, what's beautiful. So however you can connect with this practice, I encourage you to do so. So I'm going to move through here with these 2 stones. Moving through your energy body. Yellow calcite, very sunny, vibrant, happy stone. And citrine is a stone of prosperity and abundance. It's a great stone for joy and connecting to your own happiness. Just moving a little bit closer here and moving these through the mental plane. Okay. Lovely. I'm now going to place my hands on your sacral, drawing the activation symbol on my palms. So, take a few deep breaths here and really start to focus on your emotional life. How are you feeling emotionally today? If you have any judgmental thoughts about your emotional state, you can kind of look at the thought, thank the thought, and just move it to the side and then continue just searching for what's here rather than kind of trying to scrub this place clean or remove the thought or anything like that. You can say, you're allowed to be here, but you're not at the forefront of my focus at this time. And then return to what it is you want to focus on right now, which might be what your emotions are. What are you experiencing? What sensations are you feeling physically in your body, and also what emotions are coming up for you as you bring attention to these different physical sensations. Very often our bodies and the feelings that we have in our physical bodies are a manifestation of certain emotions that we either are uncomfortable expressing or feeling, or that are maybe not fully arriving in the surface of our consciousness quite yet. So just want to kind of scan and invite some awareness here. Now I'm going to place my hands just above your belly button on your solar plexus here. So just breathe into this space. I'm placing my hands over these stones that are here. So now I'm just placing my hand above the tiger's eye. And if you can, just really try to connect with ways in which you're strong. How are you strong? And again, if judgment comes, you can be like, okay, thank you. I know you're here trying to protect me. I'm focusing on something else right now. How are you strong? What are the areas in your life where you are strong, where you exhibit strength? Good. And let's take a moment here and really feel into your favorite self. What does your favorite self do? What do they like? How do they speak? What are the thoughts that they fill their minds with? What are the activities that they get up to? What was your favorite self? Just really think about that for a moment here. Try to fill your entire being with this favorite self. What do they feel like? What kind of emotions do they have on a regular basis? What do they think about? And if you're not sure right now, that's okay. You can return to this anytime. This session is here, and also this practice is a constant one. Constantly trying to connect more deeply with who we really are. And we're just taking some baby steps right now. Good. I love it when our candle is chattery. And as you do this, you might place your hands on your low belly, or one hand on your sacral and one on your solar plexus, and just start to really connect these two spaces as you work in this place. This awareness of your emotions and also that connection to your strength and confidence and that favorite self. You are divine. You are connected. You are expressive. You are loved. You are strong. You are creative and emotionally balanced. You are safe. You are safe to be yourself. But only you can dictate what that is. And if you start to maybe adapt and shift and new things start to come up and you're like, actually, now that I'm bringing more awareness here, I don't really want to do this, or I don't really want to, spend time with that person. That doesn't feel good, or whatever it might be. If you might get some pushback. Usually change inspires a lot of pushback. So, change is really hard. It can be really painful for people. So you might experience pushback, and that's okay. Try to just be gentle with yourself and also with others as they push back, and just recognize that, your duty is to honor yourself here. And that doesn't mean you go around and you're cruel to people, but, at the end of the day, it's your experience. And if you're starting to recognize that actually someone's making you feel bad, it's not really your job to make that person feel okay about the fact that you don't feel good around them. Does that make sense? You just need to really connect with what you're experiencing, recognize that there are going to be growing pains, and just honor yourself. Change is always good, I think, even though it's hard and complicated and messy. It creates space for new things. And that's what keeps us thriving, learning, growing. Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day or night. Leave me a comment down below if you're still here. For those of you who are still here, and just kind of let me know if you have anything that you're moving through. I love connecting with you. Let me know if this session resonated with you, and if there's anything that you've been working on in terms of stepping into your power. Maybe Leo season kind of has you in the zone of like, yeah, I'm gonna move into my authentic self. I'm gonna be that radiant sun. Thanks so much for joining me. Till we meet again, be so well. So these are the ritual healing boxes. I just wanted to show you inside. This is actually the self-love box. Each of them come with 2 crystal-embedded tea candles and 3 gemstones. So this one has a rose quartz, a green aventurine, and a unakite. Love that for self-love. They come with the same large incense cones. This one is a gardenia. And with this rose and vitamin E anointing oil. So it's rose with a vitamin E carrier oil, and that's just to kind of anoint yourself. You can do it on pressure points. I like to do it on my temples or behind my ears. And then you can have them in this box gonna keep them here with your crystal collection. So the link is in the bio if you're interested. Thank you to everyone who's purchased one, and I hope you feel the love that I put in. Okay. Can you come up on the pillow? She just wants cuddles. Come on, Mama. For today's video, I just wanted to do a little chakra activation. And just doing a little bit of balancing and aligning. But this is a new kind of video for me. I usually, speak directly to the collective instead of the individual. So that always happens when I'm trying to do it like a perspective. Maybe your perspective on things is a little clouded at the moment. I'm not sure if that resonates with you, but that's what I'm getting here. But just sort of being aware of what is coming in so that we can be more prepared to make that decision. I love metallic sounds. There's like clicky clacky sounds. But it does have kind of a funny smell. I'm not gonna lie, when I first used it, I was like, oh, what is that? But amethyst is a really great spiritually aligned stone. It can help with clarity, mental fog, really helps us see soberly. Invite some more mindfulness and some of this energy work that we've been engaging in.